Hello everyone, this is Ross. And basically, this vid is going to be called Samadhi, Assholes and Relationships. I want to play a song for you guys. This is a song. It's called Samadhi by Thomas Hatton. I don't know, it's just a bit random. I'm not sure if you can even hear it. It's playing. It's trippy. I'll play the whole song, just play it in general. The whole feel of the song is really trippy. Basically, I'm going to be talking about my experiences with women. Women are not necessarily, like, when I say not necessarily, I mean it's more your definition of what an asshole is. They're not necessarily attracted to assholes. You know, it really depends on what your definition of an asshole is. Women, for the most part, from my own experience with them, and I've had a limited experience, but I'm highly analytical. Women, for the most part, are attracted to someone who's themselves. Now, when a person says they're themselves, now, how do you define a man? A man is someone who's defined himself, who is himself, you know, and does not falter here and there, or does not deviate from his sense of self for another person. He is himself through and through, you know, like he's defined himself, like he's not phased by anything, you know. Women like a man who has a sense of direction, a sense of grounding, and all that sort of thing, from my own experience. Now, basically, they're not attracted to assholes, you know. An asshole, I don't think, can really maintain a relationship, you know. They're attracted to more or less someone who's true to themselves, who stands by his truth, you know, who stands by who he is. They have a sense of who he is. He's not lost. He's in a boy's lost. A boy doesn't know who he is or what he is, but a man has a sense of direction. A man knows who he is. Now, this really sort of goes on. Like when I say it goes in the definition of what an asshole is, like it sort of varies from person to person. But how do you, like? No, I'll just start talking about my experiences. That gives you an idea. Basically, the only time, or the time that I've been in a relationship, I was in it, or I just naturally, and it was natural, like, I didn't play any mind games, it just came, it just happened. The only time I really been in a relationship was when I was in a state of, self-realization of samadhi. So basically, you know, for all the reviews I know, this was, pretty much around last year this time, so early 2012, late 2011 sort of thing. Basically, like, you know, like, how do I explain it? I was in a state of completion, you know, I had defined myself, but like, I was undefinable in a sense, you know, because I was in a state of samadhi. And when you define yourself, or when you give yourself to something like samadhi, where like, you're undefinable in a sense, people can't gauge you. They want nothing more than to be the thing that gauges you, or that defines you. You know, when you are yourself, they want nothing more than to be the reason why you are yourself, sort of thing. Now, basically, when I was in samadhi, and when women have been attracted to me throughout my life, or you know, I've slept with women or whatever, or women have just asked me out, pretty much. What's been the reoccurring thing? Basically, it's been that I'm not really, like, it's been that I'm more, you could call it reserved, you could call it silent, but basically, or you could say that I'm not giving them much to, you know, to deal with or whatever. Like, basically, it's either been because I'm simply not really phased by them, and I'm not really thinking of them in that way. I'm not awed by them. So I'm more whole within myself, so I have more to offer them, you know, I'm not just thinking of them as a woman or whatever. And, you know, you can interpret that in the sense of being an asshole, but, like, that's not really an asshole, it's just being more complete a whole within yourself and not losing your sense of self to a woman because like, oh, she's a woman, she's talking to me, you know. It's not losing yourself to that. It's been able to maintain who you are around them, you know. It's been and that to me has been chill in a sense. Been relaxed, you know. It's been more complete within myself. Um, So yeah, basically, I don't know. So this went way better in my head when I was talking about it in my head. Um, yeah. So when I've attracted women in my life, you could tell to some degree that I wasn't really attracted to them like that much. Like I was more, like, it's more. I wasn't, I wasn't really thinking about them in any sort of way. I was just sort of like myself, you know. I know that comes across to your answer, like, well, you're going to attract them, what are you doing with them? It's like, no, what I'm saying is when you're not, when you don't live, breathe them, like, when you're more yourself and whole within yourself, and that naturally attracts a person to you, like, people are, oh, this guy knows himself, this guy knows his up, you know? Like, you're not phased, you're not, oh, she's got tits, oh, I'm gonna go talk, no, but a fool of myself, it's like, it's nothing like that, it's like a fool, and like, don't gargle over this chick because she's got nice tits or nice eyes or like nice face, or because she's got a good personality and you got to gargle over her. Same thing with personality, or her sense of soul, whatever you want to call it, her heart or whatever, or a mind. You go gargle over it because you're naturally attracted to it. It's just still being whole within yourself, still being connected within yourself. I can look at this, through everything. Like when I've been less affected by the woman, they've been attracted to me. That's a good way of putting it. That's pretty much worked out. It's been a constant thing throughout my whole life. That's what I've picked up. When I've been more myself, and you know how to say like let women come to you sort of thing. It's not necessarily like that, but I mean it is to some, if you want to look at it from their perspective, like you gotta use it more. Because I don't want to say that you're dependent on them or whatever. So that's only one way of really looking at it. It's more like you're just not going to be needy, because they don't want a boy, they don't want someone who's needy and like insecure, and they want a man, They want someone who's complete within themselves, you know. Yeah. And that's what, from my perspective, I find generally attractive. Now, if I look at it from my last relationship, I'm probably getting a bit personal for some reason now. But when I look at it from a last relationship, what had happened, basically the only downfall that had happened was, I was in a state of samadhi and everything. So there was a natural balance. And us psychics, us spiritual people, why we attract crazy people, pretty much. Or why we attract out there people off with the fairies or whatever you want to say, like, just manipulative people. We give them a sense of grounding. That's it. That's just it. We're very grounded generally. We're very humble. We're very relaxed. We're very chill. So we attract tense or crazy or out there manipulative or weird ass people. Because we give them a sense of grounding. It's that simple. I mean, a sex life is never boring. So I had to add that one in there. Oh yeah. Yeah. But we give them a sense of grounding. That's it. It's simple. We stabilize them in a sense, and they give us a sense of thrill. That's why we attract abusive relationships. All in all, on some level, we're seeking it. Seeking to learn from it, or a part of us is yearning to have it. To balance us out in a sense, that enables us to grow. Now with my last relationship, the tides shifted and it went downhill when basically I didn't know anything about relationships. I didn't really look further back in my past. I was in a state of samadhi, so I wasn't really thinking. Fuck this one. I was thinking, when I could think, but I wasn't really. I didn't have thoughts going in my head like that. You basically, she started talking to me. She was like, "Why don't you act like you need me? Why don't you act like you want me or like whatever? I just want you to need me." And I was like, "Oh, fair enough. That's understandable." And so basically, yeah, then basically,
Oi, come on. Yes.
basically, like, so my mum was talking, so I got distracted. I got distracted talking. So yeah, what she said? Why didn't you act like you need me, like you want me, or whatever? And I was like, oh, basically, oh, that's fair enough. So then the tide shifted in the relationship. Because, I was giving her that sense of grounding and everything when I was in Samadhi, and I was giving her all that. And she couldn't really pinpoint me, couldn't really define me. So I gave her more of a balance sort of to the relationship. Basically, it went out of control when I renounced my renunciation. I know it sounds retarded or impossible. When I renounced my Samadhi, I got back into a state of ego, and then I started getting all needy or dependent on her. And then, basically, that's when all the mind games and everything started. That gave her a little bit of leverage, and then she started with the mind games, started with all the manipulation, and that's where it went downhill. You kind of like a little bit of power. You're gonna abuse that, and that's when the relationship gets abusive. And yeah, but I still love her. I still love everyone that I've ever loved. If you want to know, I'm not sure if that picked up. I still love everyone that I've ever loved. I still love her to some degree. I can't help it. She taught me a lot about myself. You know, but yeah. Basically, the relationship went sour when I compromised my state of being, when I compromised my definition of myself. That's when the relationship went to shit. You know. Now, women don't necessarily want an asshole. I mean, like I said, it depends on what your definition of an asshole is. They want a man who defines himself, who lives on his own terms, who is himself. You know. That's from my own experience. That's what attracted to women to me. And when you're in a state of samadhi, anyone who's ever done energy work, manipulation, which is what magic really is energy manipulation, or spiritual to some degree. This could be a priest even, a priest, or like a psychic, or a guru, anyone, or even a shaman, anyone you consider spiritual. They'll tell you that when your energy's right, you will naturally attract people to you. Man, I had guy friends, unknowingly, so more just like they're doing it because it felt good to them, or whatever. They're just doing it naturally. They're flirting with me. They didn't even realize that they were flirting with me. They were just, yeah. And I look at this guy like, does this guy realize what the fuck he's doing? Like, he's flirting with me. He doesn't even realize it, people are naturally attracted to you when you embody yourself, your state of being, when you're more whole within yourself. When you're sure of who you are. That's what it comes down to. When you're sure of who you are, and you're a man, That's been the natural thing, recurring thing through my life, I was going to expand on that on my ex thing, but then along came and I started talking to the cat, so got a bit distracted with that. Let me try and try something. Yeah. But never compromise the state of being in a relationship, no. And people always want what they can't define. They always want to be the definition of what they can't define, and they have that. I guess some people take it for granted. Everyone's different, I guess, as well. Everyone's attracted to different things in other people. But with us psychics, with us spiritual people, you attract manipulative, or you attract crazy, or you attract weird people because they need a firm sense of grounding. And that's what you offer them. That's what spirituality is. It's been more in tune with reality. It's been more grounded into reality. That's what really spiritual is. It's not being off with the fairies. It's being whole and complete within yourself, and learning from direct experience. got a bit off topic there if I did, because now these animals are making noises, so it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard for me to stay focused because these animals are now making noises and mum's up. But women aren't attracted to assholes; they're just attracted to people who are whole within themselves. Who have defined themselves to a large degree. And whether that's coming from a state of ego or a state of no ego, people are naturally attracted to it. And we're all attracted to different things, Yeah. Yeah. No, can't think at all because this cat's going to need shit as well. One of those wooden tables. So now I can't think at all. Sorry about that. Yeah. I might remake this vid because there are some other points that I wanted to really talk about, but I can't remember them. Too much distraction. And usually when I'm on my vids, everything's quiet. Yeah. So basically, you got to be whole within yourself, and that's when you attract people to you. You got a firm sense of who you are. And you're not really looking for a relationship in a sense. That's when it comes to you, because you can offer your whole self. You're not pandering to their bloody ego, Otherwise, it just becomes a thing about ego sometimes. And the guys, how do I define love? Love is not holding on to someone. It is not grasping them. It is allowing them to express and move into a state of freedom. It is not grasping onto them. It's not being fearful and trying to define them or whatever. That's not love. It's letting them grow and define themselves in a sense. It's letting them be who they are, unencumbered by you. And if you can add something to that, accentuate that, then by all means go ahead. That's what true love is. All samadhi is, all God is, all spirituality is, when it comes down to it, is a sense of love. It's love. And love is acceptance. Love is understanding. Yeah. I hope that made sense. Sorry if I dragged it on a bit. And yeah. Much love.